does real democracy do when somebody asks you for safety? What does a country that really cares for human rights do when somebody is in danger and they ask you to grant them refuge? A real democracy, a country that cares for human rights, gives them safety, gives them security, and most importantly, gives them solidarity. And that is exactly what India has done in the case of deposed Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Remember, on the 5th of August, when violence erupted in her country, she was forced to flee, and India is the country that she chose to find that refuge. She landed in an airbase in the suburbs of Delhi on Monday itself, and she has been in a safe house there ever since. In fact, sources have indicated to us that New Delhi is drawing up plans to keep Sheikh Hasina, to give her refuge, to give her security in India for as long as it takes, as long as it requires, because she has been a long-term friend of the country. It's not just about which government is in power, but it's about the cordial relations that she has shared with India. On the other hand, look at the ambivalence with which other countries have reacted to the situation. Last heard, the United States actually revoked her visa. The reason for that is not known just as yet, but local journalists in the United States are saying that even as her visa has been revoked, there's no clarity about whether she planned to travel to the country or not. In fact, her son, Sajid Wazir Joy, lives in Virginia in the United States, but Sheikh Hasina's visa stands revoked. Remember, the United States of late had been critical of her policies, had been critical of the way that she handled the students' protests against the quota, and in fact had also criticized the outcome and the way in which the entire elections, which were held in January this year in Bangladesh, which Sheikh Hasina had won, the US had been very critical of those elections. Be that as it may, right now she is in danger. Why revoke her visa? On the other hand, let's talk about the UK. UK also remains non-committal on the issue of granting asylum to Sheikh Hasina. It must be noted that the latest development is that on record her son has said that no official demand has been made, no official request has been made by Sheikh Hasina for asylum inside the UK. Be that as it may, here is what the UK immigration law says. And I quote, "There is no provision for people outside the country to apply for asylum or temporary refuge." On the 5th of August, remember, the UK Foreign Secretary made a statement on the situation in Bangladesh and asked for all sides to work together to de-escalate the situation and ensure that there is no further loss of life, but remained completely silent on the issue of Sheikh Hasina and about whether any kind of security or asylum would be granted to her. Incidentally, Sheikh Hasina's sister, Sheikh Rehana, holds UK citizenship, and her sister Sheikh Rehana's daughter, Tulip Siddiq, is a minister in the current Labour government. And yet, no word so far about asylum. However, PTI has quoted UK government sources as saying that the country has a proud record of giving protection to people who need it. However, immigration rules do not allow someone to travel to UK to seek asylum or temporary refuge. At the same time, a UK Home Office spokesperson was quoted as saying that those who need international protection should claim asylum in the first safe country that they reach. That is the fastest route to safety. The net point is that both of these countries, both of these few of the largest democracies in the world, are either silent or ambivalent on the issue of granting safety, of giving safety, or at least an assurance of safety of a lady who is fleeing from her country for fear of her life. For India, though, no dilemma exists. There is no such dilemma. What did Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar say in Parliament when he made a suo motu statement the day after Sheikh Hasina came? Here is what he said on the 6th of August. On the 5th of August, I'm quoting S. Jaishankar, he says, "Demonstrators converged in Dhaka despite the curfew. Our understanding is that after a meeting with leaders of the security establishment, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina made the decision to resign. At very short notice, she requested approval to come for the moment to India. We simultaneously received a request for flight clearance from Bangladesh authorities. She arrived yesterday evening in Delhi." At short notice, a request was made, and India decided that the need of the moment was that Sheikh Hasina must be flown into safety. And this is at a time when our country also, it's not that it's that easy for India as well. India has Bangladesh in its immediate neighborhood. It has to walk a very tight rope. It has to walk a tight rope diplomatically while ensuring the safety of Sheikh Hasina, also to engage with the government that comes up next. So you have to continue to engage with whoever has replaced Sheikh Hasina while granting her safety. And yet, India did not think twice before opening its border and its heart to a woman who needed safety at that moment. When there was danger, India responded with help. Remember, this also at the very root of it was one of the reasons that the CAA had been brought in. But that's a debate for another day. When danger strikes, anyone in need should be given the safety that they require. Many people will argue, oh, the likes of Sheikh Hasina will not benefit from it because she's a Muslim and Muslims are excluded from the CAA. Little do they know, by the way, that under other provisions, even Muslims have been granted citizenship of India. Not under CAA because that relates to persecuted minorities, but under other provisions, Muslims have also got Indian citizenship. In fact, following the enactment of CAA in 2019, Union Home Minister Amit Shah had said that year itself, 600 Muslims from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan had been granted Indian citizenship since 2014. So this has happened. Before I end, let me remind you that the US IRF report, which basically talks about human rights, the US Religion Freedom Report for 2023, which was brought out by the US State Department, spoke of the safety of minorities, spoke of religious freedoms in India, said that minorities are not safe in India because of many violent incidents that were quoted in the report. And yet, when it actually came to a lady from a minority community fleeing her country, India did not spare a thought, it did not spare any efforts to ensure that she stayed safe. Many others kept silent. What does it say about who really believes in the principle of keeping the minorities safe and human rights? Think about it.